Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Medina and in today's video we're going to spend 4 days on São Miguel island of the Azores. We're going to see these beautiful views, going on many adventures and hikes, so join to me and let's check out this hidden gem here in Europe. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button right now, and right now let's get into it. So here is our first day on the Azores and we are starting our tour at Ponta Delgada, which is the capital of São Miguel. And we are already on one of the most famous spots about the city. This is one of the main square, and in here you can see a city gate which was built originally in the 18th century, and it has 3 arches and it was made in typical Azorean style. And if we are walking a little bit away, you're going to see this very handsome man right behind me. His name is Goncalo Velho Cabral. I hope I pronounced it somehow correctly. Anyway, he is the person who was discovering the island. And as far as I see from these first 2 minutes, this town is pretty compact, so we don't have to walk too much to the next side. Here there is another square what we can check out, but I think maybe the most interesting in here is this church, which was also built in typical Azorean style, and it has a bell tower. Okay, so actually we can go in, and on this square it's supposed to be like a restaurant, coffees and souvenir stores, but as far as I see at the moment, so many places are still closed. Yeah, it's a Monday, so it's kind of interesting that we don't see too many people yet. Let's see how it's going to go. Okay, so now it's official. The guys, I found it on the phone that today is National Portugal Day. So this is the reason why everything is closed. And yeah, it's a shame that we didn't know about it, but at least all the place is for ourselves. It's so amazing that these huge bananas and palm trees are just the backyard of someone. So look at this, what kind of trees and plants you can find here. It's so beautiful. We have just arrived to the Antonio Borges Garden and we have already met with the locals. This is basically a public park, but it's just so beautiful. There are so many amount of plants. They are really all different types, and the roosters and ducks and cats are just walking around. I must tell that this place is really beautiful. Okay, so let's see the summary. In general, I think Ponta Delgada could be a very cute town if they could also pay a little bit more attention to the renovations. If I want to be honest, I expected a little bit more from this town, but maybe we're just visiting on a bad day because it's national holiday and not too many things are open. But otherwise, I think the main point for the Azores is going to be the nature, so I'm really waiting for those programs out. And only it was 10 minutes by car, and right now we are on a pineapple plantation. Let me show you. This place has 100 years old history in pineapple plantation, and in here you can check out all the stages of the growth of the pineapple, and actually the visit is free of charge. You can even tasting some pineapple liquor, so let's see. Cheers. Actually, it's more stronger than I expected, no? But it's not bad. Here is a fun fact. From the planting stage of the pineapple until it can be harvested, it needs 2 years. So actually, it's a pretty long process until you can eat a pineapple. As we expected to spend more time in Ponta Delgada, didn't have any other specific plans for the afternoon, so in this case we just checked into our hotel, went for a short walk in the area, checked the beach, relaxed by the pool, and at the end of the day we had a nice dinner at the restaurant of the hotel. Good morning! We are just getting ready for our first day out in the adventure. So basically this is our second day here on the Azores, and waking up to this view, I think it would never get old. So right now we are preparing, and after we're going to visiting Furnas and some other amazing places. So let's go. Right now we are driving on the road, and it's so wonderful that both sides of the road is lit by flowers all around. It's so magical to go in between. The road is so scenic. We have just stopped by the car, but I already see the signs of the geothermal activities. This is basically an active volcanic site, and you can see how the water is boiling and actually how this steam is coming up from the ground. It also has some smell, I think maybe it's from the sulfur or something like that, but together with the green lush scenery, it's beautiful. The water in here is super hot. I just started a little bit in my hand, but I think it's around 100 degrees because it is really actually boiling. Right now we are heading to our next location, which is going to be the Terra Nostra Botanical Garden. We immediately see this geothermal pool in here where we will have a dip later, but before we're going to check out the beautiful botanical garden. You can find more than 2,000 types of trees in this botanical garden. As you can see, there are so many palm trees, ginkgos and many other, and there are so many species of flowers as well. The whole place is truly magical. So here is the time to check out the natural thermal pools, and actually it's really warm. I think it's around 36-38 degrees for sure, and it's supposed to be like a natural jacuzzi, probably because of the small fountain over there, but it's really nice, so it's a pleasure to be here. It's time to test this pool as well. Actually, the temperature is nicer, it's a little bit colder, so I prefer it much more. And I must tell that this botanical garden is truly beautiful, so it's a must if you are visiting São Miguel. We are just leaving the botanical garden, and actually we have spent here so much more time than I expected, around 4 hours. And yeah, right now we are going to head to get some lunch, because already we are super hungry. We have just sit into a simple place to have a burger, and one of the reasons why we decided on the way like that, because on the Azores you can also expect siesta time, which means that the restaurants are going to close around 3-4 p.m. and they're going to reopen for dinner. So actually right now we needed to check a place what is still open and we can eat, so this was also part of the decision. We are on the way back to the car, but we just needed to stop because we really want to try out the pineapple of Azores, so we're going to buy one and check it. We have just stopped at one of the viewpoints, and look at this. This is so stunning. I think you can stop by any of them and you will have a spectacular view to the island. Right now it's 7:15 p.m. and we have come up to Lagoa de Fogo. The reason why we came so late, because between 9 a.m. and 7 p.m. you cannot come up here with the rental car, only by a shuttle bus. So right now we have a free time and we can go around by ourselves, and I must tell that the view is already sick. Look at this. Wow. There is a short 30-minute hiking trail down to the shore. This is what we are doing right now, and really, I don't know what else can I say. Just arrived to the bottom of the lake, and actually this was the best idea ever to come after 7 p.m. because the whole place is all ours. There is nobody else in here, just only us, these 3 people in our group. This is an unbelievable experience. Beep, beep. So we are finishing day 2 in here, and I must tell, this was an amazing day. We saw so many great stuff, and we are continuing from here tomorrow. See you. Good morning, we are back at day 3 and right now it's 7:30 a.m. We are already having breakfast, as today we are heading for a bigger hike, and here is the time to test out the Azores pineapple, which is actually really nice and sweet. So after this, we're going on an adventure. We have just arrived, found the parking spot, and right now we are starting the trail from the Miraduro de Vista de Rey. Next to the viewpoint you can find an abandoned hotel, and to be honest, it's a pity that they didn't finish it, because from here it could be a pretty sick view from the rooms. I'm going to link you the parking spot where you have to stop, because on the other places around you can only spend 20 minutes and you cannot park for a whole day if you're going to hiking, so this is important. Wow, I just really can't decide if this place is nicer or what we saw yesterday. All of them are so magical. We just also find some cute cows on the trail. Oh, this is so scenic. They must be so happy in here. As you can see, this road is super scenic. There are so many sick viewpoints from here, and the trail is also spectacular with all the flowers around us. We have a great weather today, so the visibility is very good. We can see everything. Luckily, no clouds are covering the view, but from the other side, we are walking on sunshine all day, so pay attention to not to burn down or have any other damages from the sun. Okay, so I think we can call this lunch with a view. It's pretty amazing. Prepare some sandwiches, water and snacks for the road, because in here it is going to be no option to refill, and in this case you're not going to get starving. We already saw so many cows on the trail, and actually if you're visiting one of the supermarkets you will see that the cheese, the milk and other dairy products are all local, so this pretty natural that we're seeing them here and everywhere, and the products must be really good. As you know, if the cows are happy, the milk is also going to be good. This is a 20-kilometer hike and it takes approximately 6 hours to finish it. Probably for us it's gonna be a little bit longer because of the photo and video stuffs, but otherwise, as you can see, it's a beautiful hike. It's scenic all along and it's not difficult. There are only a few steep ways, like in here, this hill, but this is the maximum what we see so far. So I highly recommend you to coming out and do this trail if you are on São Miguel, because it's really wonderful. And we are fighting against the sunstroke a little bit, putting some cold water on our head. The nature is super lush and green in here. I think we already saw like 1,000 different type of trees and plants today. The whole place is really scenic. Okay, I changed my mind. As you can see, there are definitely a few steep slopes in here, so this is not an easy but a moderate hike. Wow. The Azores is many times called as the Hawaii of Europe, and actually from this angle I pretty much understand why. We are just climbing up to one of the most scenic spots of the trip, but actually I don't know how can it be more scenic than this, but soon we will get to Boca de Inferno. Snack time. The last section of the hike goes along the road, so this part is already not that interesting, but about in a half hour we're going to arrive back to our starting point and finishing this super amazing tour. Okay guys, so here's a question. If any of you knows that what is this plant, please tell me. The whole wall in here is covered with it, and if I touch it, it's really wet. It's super interesting and I don't know, it's very unique plant. So if you know what is this, please let me know in the comment section. Give a high five guys, we made it. Woo! And just a half-hour car ride later, we have arrived to Faro de Ferraria lighthouse. And last stop of the day are the natural pools where you can even swim. So don't forget your bikini at home if you wanna try it out. Right now we're going to skip it because we are already super hungry, but at least we came down to check out how it looks. Okay, I poked my feet into it and I must tell, it's pretty fresh, aka cold. So we are finishing the day with a good dinner, at least we are hoping. These prawns are look sick on the stick. Hello, good morning. This is our fourth and final day here in São Miguel. Right now we are just leaving our apartment, and it seems that today is not going to be too much sunshine, but this is even maybe good for my burned shoulders. But anyway, it was too much talking. Let's get into today's programs. Driving on the Azores, I must tell, it's pretty chill. The traffic is not big at all. I highly recommend you to renting a car because anyway the public transport is not so good on the island. So if you want to visit any of the places what you see so far in this video, you need a car or you have to pay for the tours. So in this case the companies can bring you there. And by the way, our driver Sherry is doing a very good job all along the road. And here is Benny, who get us the cheap tickets. We just get out from the car, but I already see that we just arrived to another crazy and insanely stunning place today. Wow! If you would like to have some adventure, then you can also go on a canyoning trip here in this area. As you can see, just only at the moment there are 2 groups in here, so they are going pretty frequently. So just book your ticket and have some adventure. Unfortunately, the trail where we wanted to hike is closed, so right now we're going to search for another option. We are even getting right now a light rain, so be prepared with jacket and with hiking boots as well, because in here the road can be slippery. According to one of the blog spots, in here should be a 5-kilometer circular trail what we wanted to go around, but unfortunately I was asking one of the guys and it came out that there is no this type of hiking trail in here, so you just can coming in here around, walking a little bit straight and after coming back, but I think it's still worth even in the rain because the area is so amazing. As this is our last day on the island, I get some souvenirs and some Azorean ice cream. Unfortunately, they didn't have pineapple flavor, what I was aiming for, but I will check out this passion fruit instead. Unfortunately, the rain did not stop, which is making a little bit of changes in our plans. Right now, we are not going to go for a hike, but instead we are heading to the tea plantation. And we are hoping that over there the weather is going to be a little bit better, or there is also some stuff that we can see inside. So let's see. I've just arrived to the tea plantation and luckily the rain is stopped right now, so fingers crossed that it's going to stay like that. When you're coming to this tea plantation, you're going to see that there are so many cars around, but don't be afraid if you see some traffic at the gate, because at the back behind the building there are so many other spots, so over there probably you're going to be able to park your car. The Azores is the only place in Europe where you can find tea plantation, and I must tell this is really impressive. You can visit the whole tea factory and check out the stages how the tea is made. You can even ask for a small guided tour where they're going to tell you everything about this place. I must tell that it's really nice and informative, and at the end you can even make some tasting. They have black tea and green tea as well, so enjoy one cup, it's really nice. Cheers! Okay, so I've just bought a lot of tea as souvenirs to bring it to home, and to be honest, I have no idea yet where I'm going to squeeze it into my bag, but yeah, try to do my best. If you cross the street from the factory, you're going to find yourself on this beautiful tea plantation. It feels like such a tropical vibe. This is my first time on a tea plantation, but I must tell it's super impressive. Actually, the area is huge, so instead of the hiking, this is the best program what could happen with us. Look at this, it's beautiful. And actually you can walk around the whole area. So I'm saying for sure you're going to spend here at least an hour. The tea factory also has a small restaurant, so right now we're going to have some lunch in here. So unfortunately they have no more sandwiches and stuff like that, so we're going to continue with some tea and some local cakes. After the tea plantation, we have decided to visit some of the miraduros or viewpoints, as they call it in here. So let's go and check out the first one. We just arrived to this beach. It's called Praia dos Moinhos. God save us how I'm pronouncing the Portuguese name, so sorry for that. But here is some clever stuff. In here actually they are putting out sun cream, so you can use it for free of charge, and in this case you're not going to burn down when sunbathing. We have just found those chickens which have the best life ever. They are living by this small river, let's say, and they are just jumping through on it and camping in here, nesting. This is super funny. And right now, let's heading to the next Miraduro. On the other side of the beach, it came out that there is a small waterfall as well. So right now we're going to climb. But I already actually hear it, so it must be super close. Wow, look at this amount of flowers in here. Actually, Shari is already feeling herself in heaven right now. We was waiting for this spot all along on the island. This is really cold. Okay, the water is actually deeper than expected. So this is the point where I'm happy that I'm wearing shorts today. I hope I'm not going to fall. Wow, this is insane! Wow. How can these places exist? I already don't know what to say, really. This was totally an unplanned spot. This is really a hidden gem, and we are just so happy that we find it. You have to come here. After this unbelievably beautiful place, let's go to the last spot of the day. We have just arrived to Caldeira Velha, which is actually a natural thermal pool here in the middle of the forest. It's an important information that you have to pre-book your ticket. I will link to you the site where you can do it. You have to choose a time slot, and that's the only period where you can come in and visit the place. And with one time slot you can stay 1.5 hours. As we was traveling with a backpack, unfortunately the slippers didn't fit into the bag, but I highly recommend you to bring one, because in here walking on these stones it's not so comfortable. Actually the water is super warm in here, around 36-38 Celsius degrees. It's really enjoyable. So this is another must when you are visiting the Azores. So I think there is no better place than this one to ending today's video. To be honest, Azores really blew my mind. I cannot expect that much beauty from this place. So I highly recommend you to come here and visit it. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to hit the like button, also subscribe. And don't forget to check out also the upcoming video, because we're also going to visit another island here in the Azores. Goodbye!